Welcome, everyone, to the Believe in NFL Draft Prospect podcast interview edition. It's Thursdays, so you know that we are bringing you an interview with a talented football player. We obviously been focusing on the tail end of the 2021 NFL draft cycle, but we always want to bring you the next wave of fantastic prospects. So I wanted to bring you starting right tackle from Auburn University, Mr. Brodarious Hamm, who I have to be honest, and I told Brodarious this off air. When I was watching Seth Williams, when I was watching Anthony Schwartz, I'm a nerd for the offensive line, being a former offensive lineman myself. So my eyes kept going to number 59, the starting right tackle, and at some point I was trying to finish out my scouting report, but I just kept watching him instead. So inviting Brodarious to the show with me, I appreciate you, man. Just taking a little bit of time today. It's been a pleasure being able to watch your film, and I'm excited just to kind of dive into your backstory a little bit.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. So I did my research, Brodarious. I went, I've been reading articles, your profiles, your recruiting profiles, all that good stuff. So I know originally when you made the commitment to come to Auburn, saw that you're out of Spalding High School. You're a Georgia guy originally. Talk to me a little bit about the recruiting process and why ultimately Auburn for you was the best spot to continue that your athletic and education.
For me, it was more about just where I felt at home at, and my family, they're not very far from here. It's probably like 2 hours, so I could get home if I needed to. And just Auburn, the family atmosphere they have here, it just hit me from day one. Like my first game here, I just love the atmosphere and everything about Auburn.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. I love my favorite game. Everybody talks about the great rivalry games. We talk about the Stanford Cal. We talk about Ohio State, Michigan. For me, it's the Iron Bowl every year. That is my absolute most favorite moment kind of look to watch. And I know, Brodarious, you were a guy that kind of had to wait his turn a little bit, wait until 2020 to become an official starter. Talk to me a little bit about this first year as a full-time starter and how you have felt like your game has grown with the experience that you gained this year.
Definitely, it was a learning experience for me. I enjoy every moment of it. I feel like now that I have my first year under my belt, I can just get better and better each week and just grow. Like I said, it was a good learning experience. Let me know what I need to work on in my game, and just the sky's the limit if I just keep working, putting the work in.
And I wanted to ask you a little bit about obviously the COVID-19 pandemic for a second. I know it was something where conferences are shutting down. Are players going to opt out? A lot of uncertainty, in the spring, heading into the summer, into fall. Like, will there be a college football season? Luckily, the SEC was always on the forefront. We're going to have a season. So we knew that there was going to be Auburn football. We knew there was going to be SEC football. For you, being a family man with a wife, with at that time, a baby that was on the way, was there ever anything for you that you went back and forth and said, I don't know if this is the best decision for me personally? Was there any struggle there for you? Only
struggle I would say was, just not knowing, what COVID was at the time. And that was just my only thing. Like I always wanted to play, just to be out there grinding with my brothers and everything. And like I said, my biggest thing was just not knowing. But when the doctors put the plan in front of me and showed me, everything they had going and how we were going to do things, and I was on board.
Mm-hmm. And I know you were part of obviously a really talented offense. I already mentioned Seth Williams and Anthony Schwartz, Bo Nix obviously going into his third year as a starter, Tank Bigsby, who might be the best running back in college football, and he's only going to be a sophomore this year. How special of a unit was it this past year, Brodarious, for you guys? And maybe more importantly, with guys like Bo and Tank coming back, how good can this unit be going into the 2021 season?
It was very special, man. We had a good team. We were real young last year, kind of inexperienced. But, this year coming up, I feel like, everybody on the offensive line coming back and the defense, got a pretty experienced group. And like I said, everybody willing to keep putting the work in. The sky will be the limit for us.
Mm-hmm. And I do want to mention that defense because number 25, defensive end for you guys, Colby, he kept popping to me too. Number 25. I know Owen, the linebacker, has obviously been a very good football player, high recruits. A lot of talented football players. Roger McCreary at corner, Smoke Monday. There's a lot of talented players for you on top of playing the SEC schedule. You're playing against the best of the best, the Alabamas of the world. You're also playing a very talented Auburn defense every day in practice. How has that helped you to improve as a football player?
Man, just going against those guys every day, man, it helps me, work on the little things in my game and see what I need to improve in. And like I say, they're getting better at the same time. We kind of help each other out, go hard and just, without, just tell them to work. Like, don't hold back on me, open up the book on me, whatever you got to do. Because I want to get, we always want to get better at the end of the day because we're on the same team. So.
Mm-hmm. And it's obviously not hard to miss. It's not easy to miss you on film, Brodarious. Listed at 6'6", 334 pounds. That's one of the first things that pops off of film. Excuse me, is just the size profile that you have over the last couple of years. We talked about the transition into a starting role this year. What are some things that you feel like have improved most about your game? And what are some things that for you to take that next step to being one of the best offensive linemen in the SEC and the country potentially? What do you have to continue to improve on?
Man, just improving on my knowledge of the game and, like you say, just watching film on, guys before me that, just great at their positions. And to me, just I can improve on everything in my game. Like, I feel like, it's something you always can get better at. Never just say, that I'm good in that. I'm not going to work on it. I'm always working on everything and just trying to improve every day.
And I'm curious about about spring practice so far, the offseason workouts, obviously. A new coaching staff coming in with Coach Harsin, who came over from Boise State. Can you just comment a little bit about the atmosphere around the team and how that transition has been so far for you guys?
It's been pretty good, man. Just Coach Harsin, he comes in every day ready to work, and, you just got to be willing to put the work in with him. And like I say, he's a great coach, man. Like I say, just a different atmosphere and just the tempo where everything is just fast. So, just everybody get on board. And like I said, you guys, just got to do a little growing up and we'll be fine.
Yeah, and I know obviously schematic differences, right? There's going to be some obvious changes with the new coaching staff coming in. I know there's probably some similar elements with, RPO and screen game and all that type of stuff, but how has kind of the schematic changes been for you and how have you been able to pick it up so far with the new staff?
Oh, it's been fun, man. You just, getting in there, you got to actually study your plays and just, just, like I said, just study, man. And I feel like you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. And I know we're obviously looking forward to some of the guys I mentioned already for the team next year, like Tank and Bo and all those guys, the known commodities. Obviously, it's early on. We haven't even gotten to fall yet, but is there a couple guys, maybe a couple younger guys that you've seen flashes of that you think could be some guys that we need to keep an eye on that maybe people aren't super aware of yet?
Yeah, it's a couple guys, man. Just, they're young right now in the spring and just, like I said, they just got to keep working to get better, man. Like I said, I feel like we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I can't think of his name right now, but he's definitely been an impact player on the D-line this year. Yeah. I can't remember his name right now.
It's no problem. We'll take that out. No big deal, buddy. All right, so Brodarious, kind of moving towards the end here, obviously with the new coaching staff, the expectations for Auburn never change. They're one of the historic programs. You guys always competing for SEC championship games, getting some playoffs, potentially winning a national championship. For you to make 2021, which could be your final season. I know you were granted the extra year of eligibility, so who knows what will happen with that. But if it is your final season at Auburn, what are some things that you personally want to accomplish and as a team that you want to accomplish?
Man, we want to win an SEC championship and no bowl game. Just do that with class, integrity, and academic excellence. That's the standard for the team, and that's the goal. So that's what we want to do.
Mm-hmm. I know Auburn has put out obviously a lot of great offensive linemen. Prince last year, Jack Driscoll, Greg Robinson a few years ago was like the number 2 overall pick in the draft. So it's been known for producing a lot of great offensive line talent. Are there some guys for you, Brodarious, whether it was growing up, now, what modern day players that you like to model your game after, or guys that you just like to watch to try to nitpick their game and then take a little bit of your own?
Yeah, growing up, like I love defense, but I transitioned to an offensive lineman. But the Tigers I like to watch now, like Tyron Smith for the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
His game is he makes everything look like slow motion. So I really like watching him and trying to, just do the little things that he do in his game.
Yeah. I always tell people, man, they act like offensive tackles aren't super athletic, but the reason that Tyron Smith makes everything look so slow is because that dude is a freak of nature athlete. So great pick there. I just love Tyron. I know he's dealt with some injuries, obviously, over the last few years, but when he plays, he is probably the best left tackle in football. And kind of the last question I want to end you off here. Obviously, you're a guy that I believe is going to have a very good opportunity to play at the next level, to potentially be highly coveted next April if you do decide to declare. So just kind of looking forward here. Again, family man, you have a daughter now. The idea that you could potentially play professional football and make a living playing what I'm sure has been a childhood dream of yours. How long has it been a dream, and what type of blessing would that be for you?
Man, it's been a dream ever since, I started playing football. I just love the game. And, that'll be a really, just a great blessing from just what I've been through. And just, being able to try to provide for my family, I would love to do that.
Mm-hmm. And again, I'm here with Brodarious Hamm, starting right tackle for the Auburn Tigers. Keep an eye out for number 59 going now into his senior season for the team. One of the most outstanding offensive linemen, I believe, that will be next year in the SEC Conference, but in all of college football in general. Brodarious, appreciate you, man, again, taking a little bit of time. This was awesome, just kind of getting a little bit of the backstory, kind of putting the background with the outstanding football player I saw in film.
Sir, thank you.